Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something we've all experienced. Why some chatbots are amazing, and others, well, they just make you want to throw your phone across the room. We're going to get into the art and science of making tech actually talk like a human. Have you ever found yourself literally arguing with a robot? Yeah, we've all been there. You know the feeling. You're just trying to do something simple like track a package or change a flight, and you just get stuck in this endless, frustrating loop. It's like hitting a digital brick wall. And then you hear those dreaded words. You try everything, right? You rephrase your question, you speak slower, you use tiny little words, and it's just no good. You get that same robotic response again and again and again. It doesn't even feel like a conversation anymore, does it? It's more like you're trying to find your way through some crazy maze of automated menus. I mean, it is a universal feeling of frustration. So what's the fix? How do we actually solve this? Well, the answer is in this really fascinating and deeply human field called conversation design. This is the craft that's working to turn those nightmare bots into assistants that are, actually helpful. Okay, so this quote from Kathy Pearl over at Google just nails it. The whole point is to stop forcing us to learn how to talk to computers. Instead, it's about teaching computers how to talk like us. It's a total flip of the script. And this isn't just made up, It's based on principles we all use every single day without even thinking about it. Take the cooperative principle. Sounds fancy, but it basically just means that for a good conversation, everyone has to pull their weight. You gotta be helpful. The bot needs to give you just the right amount of info, stick to the point, not ramble, and be super clear. The second it drops the ball on any of those, that's when you start yelling, agent. So how do they actually do it? Well, it's not magic. It's a really structured process. First, they figure out what you, the user, are actually trying to accomplish. Then they write out the perfect conversation, what they call the happy path. From there, it gets really detailed. They map out all the different ways the conversation could go, build a working model, and then, and this is the crucial part, they test it with real people over and over, tweaking it until it feels totally natural. Okay, but a really great design today isn't just about the words. It goes way beyond that. We're talking about combining different ways of interacting to make things crystal clear. And that's where this idea of multimodal design comes in, blending the chat with really useful visuals. And this right here is a perfect example. Look at the left side, just a wall of text. The bot lists the times, and yeah, it works, but now you have to type out your choice. But on the right, the bot shows you the same options as these nice, clean, tappable buttons. It's so much faster, way less room for error, right? You just tap one, and boom, you're done. So much better. And this whole idea of using visuals to guide people isn't new. I love this quote from Lorian Taylor. She used to be a game artist, and she points out that in a video game, you use things like lighting to subtly show the player where to go. It's the exact same idea in a chat. Those visual cards and buttons are like little signposts, guiding you through the conversation, making the whole thing feel effortless. And believe me, designers have a whole toolbox of these visual goodies to play with. You've got things like carousels for scrolling through products, simple lists to pick from, and my favorite, suggestion chips. Those little buttons with pre-written replies, so you don't even have to type yes or no. Every single one is designed to do one thing, make the conversation less of a chore. So, okay, if this whole thing is about making tech more human, what's the real secret ingredient? It's not the code, it's not the AI, it's the people who actually design these conversations. So who are these people? You'd probably guess they're all computer scientists or linguists, right? Nope, not even close a lot of the time. Their backgrounds are all over the map, and it might actually surprise you. Because the number one skill you need for this job isn't coding, it's understanding other human beings. Think about it. They come from jobs that are all about communication and empathy. Like a social media manager, they already know how to create a voice for a brand and talk to thousands of people online. That's a natural fit. Or what about an English teacher? Sujin Lee used to teach high school English. I mean, come on, if you can keep a room full of teenagers engaged, you've basically got a PhD in holding someone's attention. That's a superpower in this field. Here's another great one. Calvin Lee was an occupational therapist. His entire job was built on empathy, listening to patients, really understanding their struggles. Now, he uses that exact same skill to build better, more caring digital tools for healthcare. And this table is just perfect. It's from Maria Karamahailoa at Microsoft. Look at how her skills as a speech-language pathologist map directly to conversation design. What she called treatment planning is now product road mapping. Patient interviews is just another name for requirements gathering. It's amazing, right? The skills were always there, just under a different name. So really, it all boils down to what Calvin Lee said. Your unique background is your biggest asset. Being a great conversation designer isn't about being a tech genius first. It's about being an expert in people first. Okay, so maybe you're feeling a little inspired. If you're thinking, hey, maybe this is for me, the good news is the experts have some pretty clear advice on where to begin. And the path is actually super accessible. You can start today for free just by reading essential books or checking out Google's design guidelines online. Then you can jump into tools like VoiceFlow and just start building things. Play around, create your own chatbot. You don't need a huge resume. A single smart personal project can be the thing that opens the door. And please, remember this advice from Courtney Rams. Don't let imposter syndrome get to you. You probably already have a ton of the skills you need. Your background, whatever it is your strength. It's all about taking what you know about people and applying it here. So when you bring all these people from all these different walks of life into this field and you combine their human insights with smart visual design, you're not just making better chatbots. You're doing something much, much bigger. You're actually changing the way we interact with technology, period. And that leaves us with a pretty big thought. For so long, we were the ones who had to adapt. We had to learn the machine's language, all those weird commands and clunky menus. But that's all changing. We're finally building a world where our technology is learning to speak our language. And that shift is going to be incredible to watch.